hopefully this will be one of the last announcements I have to give you today. I wanted to let you know that, as I had indicated earlier, there was going to be God's views on political news at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. But unfortunately, I've been back in contact with Bill, and we're going to have to cancel. There's a medical emergency regarding a friend, the family, and everybody is on their way to the hospital with this person. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Hey, Linda. Hey, Harley guy. So, we're just not going to be able to do it. And tomorrow, uh, basically, I think everybody's going to be in 4th of July mode. So what we're going to do is just cancel it until next week. We will be back next week. We had a big show planned for you. As you know, a lot of things are happening right now in regards to the VP. I wanted to just tell you briefly, these are two things that I have learned since we last talked, and I'll just cut it short. But when we were having our show this morning, there was news that came out that the vice president had canceled his trip to New Hampshire, and everybody was kind of anxious, thinking something may have happened. Two things came up, and actually, I want to kind of read them to you. I took snapshots of them. There was let's see, I got one, didn't get the other. Let me get it all. One came from the White House that basically said VP's office says there was no emergency. The vice president was called back to the White House, but there's no cause for alarm and will reschedule the trip soon. Said the plane had never actually left Washington. That came from Steve Holland, who I believe covers news at the White House. Now, the other thing that came out was from the Jewish breaking news that said in the past 30 minutes, VP Mike Pence plane diverted and cancels opioid event and returns to the White House due to an emergency. Russian President Vladimir Putin cancels schedule to meet with defense minister. European Commission Security Council has been called in for an emergency meeting in Brussels. Now, there's one other thing that just came out a few minutes ago, and I put it on my timeline. Pease, P-E-A-S-E, Air Guard Base is on lockdown after reports of gunfire. It says Pease Air National Guard Base in Newington, which is New Hampshire, is on lockdown after multiple reports of what sounded like gunshots. Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Hellshorn said the Guard is treating it like an active shooter scenario. It's odd because I believe, I'm not sure, I know that the vice president was going to New Hampshire. I'm pretty sure of that. That was a location. And this is something that is at an Air Guard base. I don't know if he was going to this Air Guard base or not. I don't know. Seems pretty odd that all of this is happening. Just pray, just in case there is something going on that they're not telling us. Seems odd about what the Jewish news, breaking Jewish news said. So Robin said, I believe the breaking Jewish news, something is happening. So we will see. And again, I'm sorry, about God's views on political news that we can't bring it to you this week. I think the world is kind of just upside down right now, and there's so much happening. I think people, mentally, physically, and every other way are probably being affected by all the things that they're feeling and sensing and things that are actually happening. So pray for the world. Pray for, the White House, the VP, the president, just in case there is something. Pray for the United States of America. All right, you guys. I will, if anything happens, I will be back on. Otherwise, I will talk to you next week. Take care. God bless.